Good morning, children. Last class, you have studied about autotrophs. Plants are able to prepare their food by the process called photosynthesis. And I have just mentioned there are some other modes of nutrition in plants are also there. That is, different methods. Some plants do not have chlorophyll. So they will be depending other plants for their nutrition. Then they are called heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Heterotrophic mode of nutrition. For example, Cuscuta. You can see in your textbook some yellow colored plants are there on a tree. They are not having chlorophyll, so they are not able to prepare the food. So they are depending on for the shelter and for the nutrition this tree. So the tree is called, the tree on which the Cuscuta has climbed, it is called host. And the Cuscuta takes the food, the nutrients from the tree, then it is called a parasite. So Cuscuta is called parasite, which is depending the tree for its food, and the tree is called host. It is giving food to the Cuscuta. This is one of the mode of nutrition in plants. And there are certain plants which have got chlorophyll, but still they are taking some insects for their nutrition. They are known by the name insectivorous plants. They are called insectivorous plants. For example, pitcher plant. Pitcher means you will be able to see some like a bag like a thing that is at the apex of the leaf. Some bags are there like this, and at the tip of this pitcher one lid is there. The lid can be closing this vessel. Actually, some hairs are there in this pitcher. The hairs are directing to the inner portion of this pitcher. Some insects are coming here because of some smell or something like that. The insect is coming like this, and this insect will be directed to the inner portion of this pitcher, and at the inner portion this insect will get digested by the digestive juices secreted inside this pitcher plant. The digestive juices secreted inside the pitcher will digest the insect, and this type of insect eating plants are known by the name insectivorous plants. Example, pitcher plant. Is it clear to you? And there are certain things like a mushroom. You might have observed going to the shopping complex, supermarket and all. You will be able to see that in bags some mushroom is there, quite tasty only. And also you might have observed on the during the rainy season and all, on the decay portion of a wood, some mushrooms are there. Actually, these mushrooms, they are depending on the wood for their food. And also, suppose a bread you have purchased and you just opened it, especially during the rainy season, some warm condition, that bread, it is open for after 4 or 5 days, you will be able to observe some black color or a brown color or a white color things are there on the surface. Not only on the bread, you can see on the shoe, on the bag, your school bag, you have not just touched after after 3 months. For the last 3 months, you have not touched. Your shoe, you have not touched. you will be able to see some patches are there on the surface. All these are saprophytes. That is the other mode of nutrition, saprophytes. So example, mushroom, and on the bread or on the school bag or on the clothes you can see some fungi. Actually, how these fungus are using this taking nutrients, they will be secreting some digestive juices, and these digestive juices will be secreted on the decaying matter, and the decaying matter will be converted into a solution, and that solution will be absorbed. So the saprophytes, what they are doing is they will be absorbing the nutrients in the form of solution. How they are making the solution? By secreting certain juices. These juices will be converting the nutrients in the wood or on the bread into a solution form, and the nutrients will be absorbed in the solution form from the dead and the decaying matter. Then it is called a saprotrophic nutrition. Saprotrophic nutrition. They are called as saprophytes. Is it clear to you? And another type of mode of nutrition is there, that is symbiotic relationship. Symbiotic relationship. Actually, symbiotic relationship means that is a give and take policy. Both are beneficial, both are giving, both are taking. For example, the very good example is the fungi which live in the roots of the trees. Fungi live in roots of the trees. Actually, the trees are giving nutrients and also the shelter for the fungi. But what the fungi is doing? It is helps the trees to take the minerals and the water from the soil. So both are beneficial. Then it is called a symbiotic relationship. Another one is a lichen. Lichens you might have observed in the plants and all, some white patches, especially the coconut trees, jackfruit trees and all, you will be able to see that some white patches on that, some green color is also there. That is a symbiotic relationship between the fungi and fungus and algae. Algae and the fungi. Both are beneficial. You know, algae is having the chlorophyll, so they are able to prepare their food, and this prepared food is given to fungus. And this what the fungus will do? Fungus is giving both water, mineral and shelter to the algae. So both are beneficial. So it is also another example for symbiotic relationship. Another one is already once I have mentioned, you know that in air much nitrogen is there, but this nitrogen will not be able to take by the plants just like that for the preparation of their food as nitrates. So there are certain bacteria, and these bacteria rhizobium. These rhizobium bacteria are able to convert atmospheric nitrogen into useful nitrates. Atmospheric free nitrogen into nitrates by the bacteria rhizobium. But rhizobium, where they are present? They are present in the roots of beans, leguminous plants, etc. Peas, beans, leguminous plants, etc. Like you might have observed what the farmers are doing. Continuously they are cultivating the same plants, crops on the same land. They will not be getting much yield. So what they are doing? They will be alternating, and also after the paddy cultivation and all, they will be cultivating beans and all. In the roots of these beans, peas, etc., this rhizobium bacteria is there that is able to convert the free nitrogen into nitrates. So the plant is giving shelter to this rhizobium. What the rhizobium is doing? It is able to convert the free nitrogen into nitrates for the plants. So that is also another example for a symbiotic relationship. So these are the different modes of nutrition. So today you have studied about the different types of nutrition, that is heterotrophic nutrition, that is a parasite host, insectivorous, saprophytes, symbiotic relationship. I think it is clear to you, and I have given one, I have attached one presentation also, PowerPoint presentation also. You should see that PowerPoint presentation also and try to do the exercise question 1 to 5. Next class I will explain about the answers and all. You just try to do by yourself. That will be as a homework number 1. Index page also you write. Thank you all.